Hey everybody, we're on the Daily Mastermind. I'm Paul Baxter with Mortgage Mastermind Group, and what we're doing today is it's open discussion day, and we're talking specifically. I guess we don't have a specific topic, but what we want to have an open discussion today about is the pieces to the puzzle of putting together your consumer direct marketing strategy. So over the all of last week, we talked about it specifically. We had a couple of very specific strategies that you could get started on. We talked about creating squeeze pages. We talked about how to get those squeeze pages seen. We talked about the three elements that or the three-step consumer direct system that you could put together right now. Creating your cheese, making sure that you've got your follow-up plan in place, and then getting your landing page or your squeeze page found or seen by your prospects and targeting. We even got a little bit into setting it up on Facebook to where you can bring them to your squeeze page, your landing page. We talked a lot about the different demographics that are available to you. And so I haven't had anybody respond back. I haven't had any emails or any calls this week about, hey, I'm doing it this way, or hey, I'm trying to put it together and this is where my stumbling block is. So that's what I kind of want to brainstorm with you guys on today. First of all, the week before, all that we could talk about was consumer direct marketing. It was exciting. You guys were chomping at the bit to get access to or start doing some consumer direct marketing. Is that still how, on a 1 to 10, for those of you on my call with me right now today, are you looking to get started on a consumer direct approach? Are you looking to start a consumer direct marketing approach for your business? And if yes, what's holding you back right now? Okay, so I've got a couple of yeses in here. I'm glad you guys are with me and on the same page. I've got a couple of yeses. So where is the part that's, are you looking for a place to get started? Have you started already? Where are you at in the process? Okay, so Peggy's saying, I do want to, yes, I definitely want to, but I did not have time this weekend to write my cheese for reverse mortgages, which is where I want to target. Remember, and that's very, very smart, Peggy. Remember when we talked about the three elements is when you create your cheese, the best cheese for what we're doing, the best cheese for targeting mortgage loans and leads is in the niches. And so what Peggy's doing is she's going to start out with a reverse mortgage niche, which I think is a fantastic niche. It's something, I think it's probably the single most underserved segment of our business that's out there, just by the sheer number of seniors that are becoming eligible on a daily basis. So where you're at is writing your cheese. Now the thing I want you to think about, Peggy, and here's the helpful hint that I can give you on your comment as far as not getting an opportunity this weekend to write your cheese. Put on your calendar, block off some part of this week, and I would recommend sometime before Wednesday, because going into that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is a great time to have your ad up and running. And so I want you to have it done before then, but block off an hour of your time, whether it be beginning of the day, end of the day, middle of the day when you're, maybe do a working lunch. I know how you like to do that and have lunch at your desk sometimes. Okay, as soon as you finish with pipe drive. So what I'm saying, excuse me, hold on, let me wet my whistle. I got a little froggy going. Excuse me, sorry about that. The important thing, the thing I want you to do though is I know it's what you're going to do after pipe drive, but schedule that time you're going to finish pipe drive, and then schedule that time you're going to sit down and create your cheese, because that's the only way you're going to make sure that you get it done. Is if you put that in pencil, you put it in stone or put it in ink on your calendar, that's what's going to happen for that specific period of time. even if it means, okay, I'm going to spend this 2 hours working on getting my pipe drive finished and my CRM, my database uploaded and everything perfect on my pipe drive, and then I'm going to spend this hour writing my cheese. And it really is simply sitting down, maybe make a nice little list that is bullet points, 10 or 15 good quality bullet points where you can present a story or educate those that respond to your message. Okay, great stuff, and I'm glad to hear, I'm glad to hear that you are working on it. My advice, though, make sure you schedule it in there, because that's when you're gonna make sure it happens. I've noticed with you, with everybody really, but with you specifically, Peggy, when you put it on your calendar, it happens. So I want to see you put that on your calendar. Only to my list I have. Okay. Well, Alan, and that's the next step for you is venturing outside that list and utilizing some of those new demographics that Facebook has to offer and expanding a little bit. Maybe start tapping into the active rain strategy. I know how huge a fan of active rain you are, Alan, and you're a very powerful user on active rain. Tap into that active rain strategy to maybe start venturing and getting some buyer leads outside of your specific market area. Outside, I think you're in the Baltimore area if I'm not mistaken. But maybe start doing some active rain postings out to Annapolis or, Hagerstown, or some areas that are a little bit further outside. Yep, DC suburbs, exactly. Exactly what I'm thinking is use that active rain strategy to start kind of venturing outside that regular niche, as well as some of the demographics on Facebook that will allow you to kind of tap into that DC area. Now that's a, I don't know if you saw this the other day when we were looking at it. Let me come in here and show you this, Alan, specifically. I know you were on the call. I'm not sure if you caught that last little part at the end of the class the other day. We started talking about some of that. I'm just going to click through here. It doesn't matter which one of these I pick. I'm trying to get to the demographics is what I'm trying to get to. Okay, Facebook, thank you. Let me get to my demographics now. All right, so in your demographics, you could do something like Washington, D.C., and it starts me at 25 miles, but I want to go probably 50-mile radius around the D.C. area. And then maybe I go into behaviors, and I select their residential profile and people that are likely to move within the next, however long, 76,000 people. So when you're doing an ad and you're thinking about numbers and things, 76,000 is a pretty darn good number compared to the 5 or 6. Don't get me wrong, I know you've got a fantastic past customer database. But 76,000, even if you get a small, let's say 10%, that's 7,600 compared to that 1,000 that's on your database. Excuse me. That's a pretty substantial difference there. And you can use these, these numbers, and you can use these, or these demographics, excuse me, not numbers, but demographics to really tap into that specific audience, as well as using that active rain for those organic leads through SEO. But either way, you've got some good stuff happening, and I'm glad to hear you're active with it right now. And on a side note, Alan, I know that I'll be getting in touch with you soon here because I love your. Hey, is there anybody on this call that is not familiar with Alan's appreciation marketing program that he runs with his real estate agent partners? Is there anybody that's not familiar with that? Yes, yes, Jeff, that Alan, our good friend Alan. Yes, Peggy. Yep, that's what it is. And Warren, Warren's not familiar with it. A few of you aren't familiar with it. Most of you, it looks like about 50-50 are familiar with it. Maybe that's something we can do in the near future here, is talk about that when we kind of get back into talking about referral partner networking and growing our referral partner bases. That was just a little aside here of our conversation. So Jeff says, I'm building my VA website, have 7 or 8 scripts, and will start shooting my clips soon. So you're in the process, Jeff. It sounds like you're kind of putting the building blocks together. One of the things that in preparing to create and launch Mortgage Mastermind Group, I was doing quite a bit of research, the best ways to set up member sites and different things like that. And one of the things that I heard from several different gurus in the membership site or the website marketing or internet marketing space, Frank Kern is probably the most known of the people that I researched the way he goes about it. And one of the things he said that the biggest mistake a lot of people make is that they take a lot of time getting everything set up perfectly, and they never get to that launch section. Now, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm not saying that's the case for you, Jeff. I'm saying that's a concern that you want to make sure that you look out for. It's something that we can find ourselves in. I caught myself doing that with Mortgage Mastermind Group. When I saw it, I looked at it and thought, whoa, that's wow, okay, yep, let's go ahead and yes, that's exactly what I was doing, is I was spending too much time thinking about the details instead of getting it out and refining my details once it's out. That's what I'm wanting to kind of relay to you, Jeff, is you want to make sure you've got your details good. You want to make sure you give them good quality stuff when they get to your site. I mean, that's the purpose. You want them to get there. You want them to get to your landing page and take action based on what you're saying on your site to squeeze their information. That's the whole goal, to generate the referral or the lead itself. Don't spend so much time worrying too much about that. Get it going, and then based on the feedback, based on is it converting, is it not converting, you can make tweaks and perfect it as you go, is kind of the way I want to present that to you and make sure that you understand. James, Jeff is not doing that on Active Rain. Jeff is doing that, I'm assuming, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, are you creating that VA website through Weebly? On Weebly. And yes, you want to have structure. You want to have the basics. You want to have the format. But you can make sure that you've got 8 pages. If you get it out there today, that you've now got 5 weeks before you need to have 8 pages on there, because remember, you're dripping little pieces to them slowly, one piece at a time. So the main format is the main page that the landing page is on, that you're asking them to squeeze their information, and then your cheese is the background. So you can get your main landing page with your squeeze page ready to roll, and get 1 page of cheese ready to go, and you can you can start marketing that. You can start inviting people to it, and as that's happening, automatically your first cheese is going out. Well, that gives you, you're going to send your second cheese in 4 days. I got 4 days to get my second cheese up there and going. And then after that, you're going to send your third cheese a week later. So you've now got 7 days to get that third cheese up there. You've now got another week to get that fourth cheese, and fifth, and so on and so forth. So yes, I want you to have your structure put in place, but as far as the small, the extras, the add-on things, add those as you're going and start getting the result that you need, so that you can if you need to improve on this or improve your delivery method on that, you can do so as you go. I hope that makes sense to you, my friend. And so, James, yeah, Jeff answered he is building that VA site using Weebly. I don't think I even have a Weebly account any longer, but to get Weebly, you just go to Weebly.com. So I'm going to get the free Weebly account. I'm going to do a site. I'm going to choose a template, and you can choose any template that you want. There's lots of templates to choose from. Choose one with a background, without a background. Again, for most of what we're looking to do on these things, simpler is more. So I typically go with a nice, easy, simple look so that I can begin creating. So you just choose your template there. Give it a name, a subdomain of Weebly.com. So on the free version, I'm just going to use the free name. So I would say something like VA Palm Harbor Veterans VA homeloans.weebly.com. Palm Harbor VA homeloans.weebly.com. That's available, so I'll click it. And now I'm just going to plan my site. Actually, I did not mean to do that. Let me go to build now. Oh, come on. Can I not close this? Hold on. I gotta get out of this, sorry. I clicked the wrong thing there. So let me skip that, and now I'm gonna edit this. That should take me into the site builder now. Perfect. Now I'm in the site builder and I can start, building out my site. Palm Harbor VA Home Loans. Okay. Click to add a headline. So then I would say get your insider get your VA home loan cheat sheet here. Veterans Affairs has made it easier than ever for our military heroes to buy a home of their own. so on and so forth. So then I can add a button text, or I can get rid of this button. If I want to get rid of this button, I can come over here. I can bring a form into it if I want to do a form. Where is my forms? Well, there's an RSVP form. I don't want an RSVP form. I want a contact form. So bring that in here. And we can start creating our form. So then I can view entries. I can do form options where I can set up my confirmation or what they see in my confirmation and all that wonderful stuff. So that's where I'm assuming Jeff is setting up his. I will probably shoot all 7 or 8 videos in 1 or 2 days. I'll launch once I have 2 or 3 edited. Perfect. So I'm doing just about what you're telling. Perfect, my friend. And you already own CaliforniaVAMortgageLoans.com, and that's perfect. You got all the pieces to the puzzle going. So James, this is what he's doing is the consumer direct approach that we talked about earlier in the week. Not so much the active rain. Those are two very distinct and separate consumer direct approaches. I hope that makes sense. No, James, I don't have a recording for the presentation to a realtor for appreciation marketing, but that's why I was saying is we may need to, maybe I can convince Mr. Gross or Alan if I can borrow him for an afternoon sometime in the near future, and maybe he'll honor us with doing one of those for us so that we can. Perfect. Alan says we can do that again. Absolutely. Thank you, Alan. You're a giver, man. I appreciate you, brother. So coming to a theater near you, James. We'll get that going in the near future, my friend. So Warren is saying he's running into the earlier question when I asked about, where are you running, you want to do this strategy if you're interested in it, where are you running into the roadblock? Is it the beginning? Is it the setup? Is it the cheese itself? Is it the follow-up plan? Warren is saying his roadblock is in the structure. He's got content ready to go, just not sure how to structure it. So let me ask you this, Warren, if you don't mind. Let me just make sure we're all on the same page. A couple of quick questions. First and foremost, Warren, what systems do you want to do this on a build-it-yourself Weebly page, kind of like what I showed real quickly there? I mean, I can go into a little bit more depth with that. But would you want to build it there? Would you want to build it with a Google form, with the Google opt-in forms that I showed the other day? Would you want to build it on your own WordPress site? Do you have the agent marketing system? Would you want to build it within the agent marketing system? I know that there's a place to build squeeze pages and set up the follow-up, including a drip campaign if you use the agent marketing system. Okay, so WooBox with video is perfect. We still need to start with where you're going to build your form. WooBox allows us to embed outside stuff into that little area on Facebook so that we can market it on Facebook. So to do that with video, my guess would be the easiest place to get started, Warren, would be to build that on Google, in the Google Forms, so that you can embed that into your WooBox tab. So step one is, do you have a Google account? Do you have like a Gmail address and all that stuff? Okay, Jot Forms or Google Forms. So use Google Forms is what I would recommend, just because you've got the easy ability to get those notifications and all that stuff. Perfect. So do you know how to set that form up in Google Drive? Do you know how to do that? Perfect. So that's going to be your first step, is when, you know, when you're, since you've got content already, I'd go ahead and get this step done. Just go ahead over to Google Drive, go to create a new form. Why did you jump? Why did you skip? Give me that. Create a new form. Thank you. Okay. And title it, you know, this form's going to be your, oh golly, what part of the country are you in, Warren? Remind me again. I know I asked you the other day when we were on the phone, but what part of the country are you in? Okay. So what your form's going to be is Dallas-Fort Worth VA home loans, and select a view. Again, for what we're doing, I like to keep it super, super simple, either one with the blue sides or with just the blue top here. Either one of those works. Just use the default one by, you know, for whatever reason, just to get it done. So now we've got that. If you want to give it a description, get your VA home loan cheat sheet now. That's our little short description. First question, I mean, obviously it's pretty easy what you want your first question be. What's your name? You know? What's your name? And it's not multiple choice. I want them to type that in, so that's a text question, and that is definitely required. Okay? Just tell me what your name is. And then I'm going to clone this. And so my second question is going to be, I already am asking them their name, email, address. That's a text question. That is definitely required. Perfect. I may ask them for their phone number, but I'm not going to make that required. I don't want to exclude them. For the most part, what you're looking to do, you've got all the all the questions answered you want right here on your confirmation page. Your response has been recorded. You simply type in what you want to say on your response page. Now that leads us to part 2, Warren. How are you going to deliver? You've already got content ready to go. You've got, you know, the information on VA loans. You got the frequently asked questions. You've got a nice little bullet points on basic information, you know, answering questions on VA loans. How are you going to deliver it to them? Are you going to let them just download it? Are you going to follow up with it in an email? Dropbox or Weebly? Okay. Dropbox is probably the easiest way to do it. Now, are you going to email them that download, or are you going to give it to them right after give them that instant gratification when they register? For me, if it's a download from Dropbox, you can do it either way. I would probably email them, so my confirmation would probably say something like, hey, thanks for taking action, you know, hey, thanks for reaching out. Your cheat sheet will be sent to you shortly. Just simply download the link from your email. So I may probably do that if it's a download. If it's a page where they're landing to see a video of me talking about their cheat sheet is a video of me answering the frequently asked questions for VA loans, I probably put that link in my confirmation or right here. But if I'm emailing them a link or something like that, for me, I'm probably going to go ahead and just say, hey, I'll send it to you. It'll be in your email. So my confirmation page is going to say, thanks. No, not thanks. Yes. Thank you for your service. Your VA home loan cheat sheet will be sent to you shortly. Make sure to download your cheat sheet when you get your confirmation email. That's it. So I would just say that, and then I'm following up on an email because that way I can put that ugly Dropbox link or something like that in an email much easier. I can't hyperlink the word, click here to get it and hyperlink in this. I can only put that link in there, and the Dropbox link, if you look at it, is kind of funky looking. So I would probably do it this way. Either way is going to work for you, but you now know how you're going to deliver that message to them, Warren. Your next step is to simply go ahead and build out the Facebook page with Weebly, which is two steps you had mentioned. Hold on, let me come over here and finish this section up. So we're going to go ahead and send form. I'm going to grab my embed code, so I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to come over to for Facebook here. And we're going to go over to, and I'm just going to pick on, I'm not going to add another Weebly. I'm just going to pick on the Weebly that I had already added. Come on, Facebook, you can catch up. There's some tabs that I've already done here. What other tabs do I got? I'll do it on my test tab. So we'll come in here and we'll go to the HTML. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my form in here. But then I'm also going to click at the very top of my form and give some space because I want to come over here to YouTube. Oops. To YouTube is where I was trying to go. Now YouTube's done some changing on us recently. They kind of moved some stuff around. So to get to your video manager, you now have to go to your main thing and go to your Creator Studio. Once you go to your Creator Studio, that's where you're going to find your video manager. And you'll simply go to your video just like you normally used to. So I'm going to go to my video like I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to click on the share option. Share, embed. Cool. I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to paste that right up there. Now I've got all of those things. So now I could actually come over here to the editor. I could select all. And I could center the whole thing. And now I could go in there, I can, change my name, change my tab image. But in essence, what I've done is I've just replaced with my form. There's my Google form. There's my video. This is now ready for me to do a Facebook advertisement. I'm now ready to kick that off and get people seeing it, get people to look at it, get people registering on it, and generate some of those buyer direct leads. Hope that helps, Warren. Glad you were here, my friend, and I'm super excited to see as you start getting moving forward. Any specific, if you've got anything you need to cover on this, Warren, please don't hesitate to ask, brother. I want to see you get this going for yourself, man, because I think this could be huge. I think having a consumer direct approach is, it makes it so that targeting the realtors, yes, that's where a good majority. But what if you had, when you targeted your realtor, you had a buyer that was ready to go? If you had somebody that was a referral for them instead of just calling them and asking them for referrals. It's just such a huge opportunity for you guys. So again, Warren, any questions, don't hesitate to ask me, my friend. I'm scrolling back up to get to the next question up here. Also working on an ad for real estate agents in Orange County. Cool. Won't run it this weekend. Be out of town. Yes, good idea. Good idea. Use an Xbox. Okay, okay, down to there. All right, Jeff, mine will be an overview video on my CA VA mortgage loans website. The video series will cover all the important info for veterans to know about getting a VA loan. And you know what's cool about you doing it, Jeff? You as a veteran, and I know I've said this to you before, thank you again for your service, my friend. I can't tell you how much all of us on this call appreciate it. Thank you for your service. For your VA loan videos, make sure that you let them know that you're a fellow veteran. Make sure that you know that you're one of them. You speak from a position of authority because of your service that you've given to this country. You have a common ground there, and I can't help but think, and I don't mean this to sound bad to anybody can have a good VA loan program, but I think you have an advantage there, Jeff, in that that you're a fellow veteran, that you speak their language. They kind of let them know, and they'll see you as a brother or in that a kindred spirit, so to speak. So I love the idea of what you're doing. I will also cover some of the other benefits that veterans receive. Fantastic, because now you're speaking to them in terms of, hey, here's some of the other benefits that I enjoy as a veteran. I think you'd enjoy them too. Perfect. Those will come from USA Cares and the Certified Military Housing Specialist course. My background will be photos of me in my uniform. Thought the basic training, flight school in Vietnam, including a few hospital ship pics. Sounds good. I like it, man. That's you know what? That's exactly what you should be doing. And then make sure that you're targeting the right people and focused on getting that message out in front of the right people, and your conversion plan. The big deal is when somebody converts, when somebody feels, the whole goal is not to get them to watch your videos. That would be cool. The goal is to get them to fill out their information. That's when you start generating a revenue. That's when it becomes a pillar for success in your business, is when you start to get those people to actually fill out that form, so that you now have that reason and way for follow-up. The whole goal of all this, kind of just like it kind of follows along the path of what we're doing in when we're targeting referral partners. What you're looking to do is get them to raise their hand to give you a reason to follow up. Same thing with consumer direct marketing. You're working on getting them to raise their hand so that you can follow up and become the expert and ask for the business. That's the whole goal of it. I guess that's the goal. When you kind of whittle everything down to its lowest common denominator, to the very base platform, the base, everything that we do in marketing, that's the goal, is to get a reason to follow up You know, very, very seldom on that first communication, on that first call, that first email, that first anything, are you going to get the actual sale. It's to give you that reason to follow up. Alan says, I saw a trick the other day for YouTube. If you go embed and take the link from within the embed code and use that link, you get none of the YouTube crap. I'll tell you, what I've done to get rid of the YouTube crap is make sure that you uncheck this show suggested videos when videos finishes, and it never does show related videos at the end, or at least it used to not. I haven't looked at it in a few days. What happens here? Yeah, it should just end. So it just ends instead of showing all the extra stuff. Is that what you're talking about, Alan, or are you talking about like the stuff down here and the title up at the top and stuff? If you go embed, take the link from within the embed code and use that link, you get none of the YouTube crap. Okay, so just making sure that you don't have suggested videos. Now, I guess, so what you're saying is if I come in here and I take this URL address, now that I'm in the embed section, and take the URL from the embed, which includes the REL equals 0. Notice that I'm taking that URL address, Alan, and it still includes that question mark, REL equals 0. I'll bet you, I'm going to copy this, and we're going to open this on an incognito window so that there's no cookies or anything. Wow, okay, so it's my video playing without any of the YouTube, a YouTube link, a no cookie YouTube link. Nice, I could include that as the URL too, as the hyperlink URL. That's kind of cool. And it takes away all the extra stuff. And it just ends. Now that's pretty cool. Did you see that, Alan? It's better than QuietTube. I didn't have to use QuietTube, and QuietTube, I don't like it very much because I don't want QuietTube's advertisement on the bottom. That's the only other thing that shows up on the page is their advertisement. It almost encourages people to click that. So what I did here, just I'm going to walk through from the beginning. So let me come back to YouTube's homepage here. A couple of y'all are asking. And yeah, I think this is better than QuietTube. So what you can do, you go to your video manager just like you're going to do any other embed. So I go to Creator Studio, I go to Video Manager, and I click on my video like I'm going to watch it. And then I click on the Share option. Now in the Share option you get this Embed option, which is here. Now if by default, if you come into the Embed option, this button right here that says Show Suggested Videos when the video finishes is checked. This is what you see when you come in here by default if you've never gone in there before. Now it remembers my last settings because I'm logged into my YouTube account. It remembers my last settings. If I had done this without being logged in, it would show suggested videos when finished. Default is like this. So I can uncheck that. Notice what it does when I uncheck that, it automatically adds this section right here to the code, this question mark REL equals 0. If I check that, that disappears. Notice that? That disappeared. When I check it, uncheck it I mean, it adds that REL equals 0 to the actual URL address. So here's what Alan was saying, and I just found to be absolutely perfect, is if I take this URL address inside the code, it's the items between quotes here. So I'm going to notice it's, this quote section SRC equals, that stands for source. Well, the source is the code of this video all the way to the other quote mark, and it includes that REL equals 0. So if I take that and I open that URL in a browser by itself, I don't have any YouTube stuff. My video plays. It's a player all by itself. There's no stuff sharing the screen with this. And when it finishes, the coolest part, when it finishes, it simply finishes. That's it. That's pretty cool. Bill, did you see that? You did. Perfect. Awesome. This is where the no cookie link takes you to, Jeff, is a page with no cookies. It's got no branding. It's not the YouTube page that you would go to. So if I did the same thing, where if I shared this video and used the regular YouTube URL address, watch what happens on an incognito. Again, no cookied window. Paste and go. That's the same URL address of my video, but notice I got all this BS over here on the side. I'm on YouTube. I'm now distracted. Well, look at the size of that fish. I don't care what Paul's talking about anymore. Look at the size of this fish. I got hijacked. I got hijacked by an advertisement. Show your fish. Show the fish. Oh, that's a stud. Yeah, that's a good one. I wanted to see the big giant fish. Anyway, you guys kind of see how that whole thing works, is that it takes away, it gives you a page all by itself. Thank you, Alan. Good stuff, my man. Good stuff. Jeff, yes, I am. I'm absolutely in, yes. For those of you that didn't know, I do also offer one-on-one coaching with the program. It's not included at the entry-level $97, but I do offer that. It's an additional charge. If you're interested in some one-on-one coaching with me, don't hesitate. Pick up the phone, give me a call, shoot me an email. The phone number to reach me is, let me put it up on a thing here so you guys can see it. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Give me a call at this number, 747-221-6649, or email me with the time that you'll be available, and I will be happy to get back in touch with you and be happy to talk to you about what all is included with the one-on-one coaching. No booknow.so yet. No need for a booknow.so. Not yet. Set up an appointment. Let's talk about it. We can set up appointments. I'll add that eventually, but not yet. I don't think I need it yet. Guys, girls, great conversation today. I know I learned quite a bit. This is an easy call to make, Jeff. I like it. Guys, girls, thanks for hanging out with me today. I got some specific stuff we're going to be going over on Wednesday and Thursday. So we're gonna actually go in and we're gonna create an actual. We're gonna create an ad. We're gonna specifically talk about how to create your ad, the different types of ads that you can use. And then Thursday, we're going to talk about any of the other details that you guys are running into that need to make this happen. I want to see each and every one of you have a consumer direct marketing approach going so that that's something that's working on the background. It's, yes, I understand that it may take us another 5 or 7 days to get these pieces set up, but once they're set up, they're set up. Then it's just a matter of the ongoing follow-up plan, and I think, guys, I'm going to tell you, if we can put this together soon, you've got that extra leverage to start focusing on, and we'll get back to the referral partner marketing and how to take these, you know, first of all, how do we get them interested in us? How do we get them to start looking at us? How do we get that face-to-face? And then how do we knock them to the floor during that face-to-face by having a lead or a referral that we can say, oh, by the way, can you help this guy? He's pre-approved at $200,000. Can you help him find a home in that range? You can? Perfect. Let's get it done. Guys, girls, have a fantastic rest of your day today. I appreciate each and every one of you. The forum is always open. Give me a call, shoot me an email. Let's set up a time where we can get together and talk. I'm always looking for class suggestions, because right now we're focused on consumer direct marketing, and it's important that we get it implemented to its fullest, and we'll move on. But I'm always looking for class topics, so don't hesitate to reach out to me there. Have a fantastic rest of your day today. I am Paul Baxter, Mortgage Mastermind Group, and we are here to help you grow. Have a great day, everybody.